Yo, what up? It's your boy G.O.D. back in the building with my main man B. Scott in the third wheel. It's the first word downs. We back in the house. You know what it is. Week 10 matchups. We got it for you right after the logo. Yee.
Everybody, it's week 10 and we're looking at matchups, and we just had a Thursday night matchup with Oakland Raiders taking care of business and beating the Chargers at home. Big win for them, and Phillip Rivers looked terrible.
Chargers look like the same old Chargers.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
It's those good teams that are stacked with talent that just can't win games, but anyway, so we're gonna go dive right into it, and the first matchup is the Detroit Lions against the Bears. What do you think?
I'm personally picking Detroit. I know what everybody thinks, but I don't trust Mitchell Trubisky for nothing. So I'll go ahead and take Matthew Stafford. Be able to get it done in Chicago.
Yeah, I hear you there. Trubisky has been terrible, this season. I don't know what's going on. Maybe he should be sat at this point, you know what I mean? Chase Daniels, I think, did support a win, when he did
start, yeah.
Yeah. But I think Chicago's running game is too strong right now. You look at Detroit, that their running game is non-existent with their committee that they got going on right now. Yes, through the air, Kenny Golladay, Marvin Jones Jr., Hawk, whenever he decides he wants to show up. He's a rookie tight end. Rookie tight ends don't usually show up, but when he does, it's monster. But I think, like I've been saying, the game starts at the snap. And I think Chicago should be able to disrupt Stafford a lot in this game at home. They need this game to win. You know what I'm saying? They absolutely have to win this divisional matchup. David Montgomery has looked the part in the last 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? They've given him the point. They've given him the volume, and he's produced 20-plus fantasy points in the last 2 weeks. So I see a lot of that. I don't see them turning from that, being how inconsistent Mr. Trubisky has actually been. But I think that they run this out, try to eat up the clock a little bit and take a little bit shots down the field with AR3, you know what I'm saying, and see what they could come up with there. Of course, Detroit is going to be able to put up points, you know what I'm saying, but I think in this game, it's going to be a little bit tighter. I don't see a blowout in this game. What do you think, B?
Yeah, for me, the way to beat Chicago is running the football, something Detroit cannot do. So that's my worry. It's going to be hard-pressed for them through the air to just hand it to the Bears. You know what I mean? The Bears secondary is pretty good. Overall, their defense top 5. They're still top 5 to me in the league. I mean, I feel like their struggles...
They're getting blown out in the fucking fourth quarter.
Their struggles have been the offense causing the defense struggle. That's how I see it. So, but I think they're going to be able to control and contain Matthew Stafford, Kenny Golladay, and they're not going to be able to run the football against Detroit effectively. Or, against Chicago effectively. So... I'm taking Chicago all day.
Yeah, I got Chicago. Easy.
That's plain and simple. But next matchup, we can dive right into it. It's the Baltimore Ravens on the road against the Cincinnati Bengals. And,
Ravens. We can move on.
Well, I just want to say one thing. Andy Dalton does get sat on his birthday. You know what I mean? It looks like Bengals are in the full-blown tank mode. You said Andy Dalton. You think Andy Dalton's the problem? Also, A.J. Green, they were all expecting him back. Been ruled out. Yeah. So, supposedly there's a setback. At this point, it doesn't look like he's going to play this season. So, I would not be shocked if the Bengals do not get a win this year.
Are they going back to the Red Rocket after not starting them?
No, they have. This is the first week.
Really?
Yeah, they were on bye last week. So, they're starting Ryan Finley at quarterback. And I seen on, I'm pretty sure it was on NFL Network, I think, but I saw that somebody was saying something about a trap game for the Ravens. I'm like, this is impossible. Ain't no way the Bengals beat the Ravens.
Yeah, no.
I get it. It's a divisional matchup. You never know. Anything could happen, but.
Not at all. I see Mark Ingram dominating this game. You're going to see a lot of Lamar Jackson running the ball, doing what he does all season long. Marquise Brown, he could have some volume in this game. They got two pretty good safeties back there in Sean Williams and
Bates.
Sean Williams and Jesse Bates. That they could keep that over the top, contained. But you know what? You still got to worry about Mark Andrews. You still got to worry about Boykins, Snead. I think there's no shot in hell that Cincinnati wins this game. At the end of this game, they're going to be Cincinnati Tabbies.
Yeah, no, because I mean, Andy Dalton would be their best shot if they had a chance, and if they're going to sit him, then yeah.
How can you sit the Red Rocket? Like, get out of here.
I couldn't start anybody on the Bengals side. Even Tyler Boyd in the volume that he's going to get. I don't know if I can start him.
Yeah. That defense, since acquiring Marcus Peters, has looked completely different. And then they got Jimmy Smith back, like we said last week. They look a little bit better. You guys forget last week they shut down. Well, they didn't really shut down the New England Patriots, but they showed up and they played their hearts out and they got that W. So, Cincinnati, come on, man. Let's move on.
Ravens, I just want to add one more thing, though. Ravens defense, if you can acquire them, playoffs especially, you're looking ahead, huge matchups, man. That's one defense, top 5 defense for the playoffs, fantasy playoffs. So,
yeah, of course.
Easily make sure to try and get the Ravens defense. They're looking better each week. So, on to the next matchup. Obviously, we're all on the Ravens. Bills on the road against the Browns. And for me in this game, I like the Bills on the road, even in a tough matchup, because both these defenses aren't bad, but the Bills defense is really, really good. So I'm all for the Bills. What you got?
Yeah, same here. Baker Mayfield has been terrible all year. Bottom of the league.
Called.
And I called it. I called it that like the Browns weren't that, and everybody's talking about playoff team, and they haven't been that. And it's not that he's terrible and he's never going to be good or anything else, but I don't know. Something happened this year. Maybe it's locker room or situational issues.
You know, my thing is it has to be more than a sophomore slump. You know what I mean? You got Kitchens calling the plays over there. The OC has what is the OC doing? Just like getting them ready for practice. It don't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, on the other side of that, you got Chubb still producing. You know what I mean? Hilliard has been getting those red zone work, those touches, but that is going to be extinct now because Kareem Hunt is back. You know what I mean? So you look at that, and Kitchens is already saying that he'll have a role. You know what I mean? So their run game is obsolete. You know what I'm saying? You got Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt back there. Come on, man. They're going to be able to control the clock easy. You know what I'm saying? You know how games go. And Buffalo, you know, they only play up to their opponents. They never blow anybody out. That's not their DNA. In this game, I don't see them doing much against Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? Cleveland has a pretty good pass rush, which don't matter because of a mobile quarterback in Josh Allen.
And a solid running game.
Yeah, that is very true. But with Denzel Ward and Greedy Williams back there, I don't see a lot of love for Marquise Brown or whoever the fuck is going to get that, or John Brown and whoever's going to get the other coverage. You know what I'm saying? They're pretty good defensive backs. So I got to take the Cleveland Browns in this game. This is a must-win for them as well.
Must win for what?
To have a single shot.
They're not going nowhere.
Understandable, but you know what? Kitchen's line is on the job. Baker's line is on the job. Odell looked like he ready to quit the team.
And the Bills got something to prove. They're trying to go playoffs.
Understandable? Yeah, that's understandable. But the Cleveland has to win this game. Or it's going to be a lot of unemployment checks cracking after this week.
Yeah, you know what? After realizing Kareem Hunt is back this week, they're going to be able to run the football against the Bills. They've given up some ground game for sure.
Look at the old man. He just ran against them.
Exactly. I mean? So, and Chubb's been no joke. I mean, he's been spectacular in an offense that's really, really struggled. So, I could see the Browns winning the game. I think it could potentially be a pretty low-scoring game, but you never know. Baker could come out and fire up 3 touchdowns. Is this going to happen?
We know
probably not.
Baker it's so crazy, and it's really sad to see. I hope they get that turn as their schedule is a little bit lighter for the rest of the season. So we'll see what happens. But in this game, I'm gonna pull the upset. I'm going with the home dog, Cleveland Brown.
All right. So next matchup, it's an exciting one. We got the Chiefs at the Titans, and Patrick Mahomes is back. You know, Andy Reid came out today, said he's going to be starting. So everyone's excited for that. And then other side of the ball, Titans, they got some pass catchers out. Corey Davis been ruled out. Delaney Walker been ruled out. So, you know, definitely I like Jonnu Smith in this matchup. Also A.J. Brown for volume possibly. He can make deep plays, and he's made some short ones. So, but for me, I got to take the Chiefs. I can't go away from it with Patrick Mahomes coming back.
Yeah, no way. No way you're taking Tennessee over Kansas City right now. I mean, you could have almost any quarterback back there, but they really don't have the receiving core to do much damage, and you know what Kansas City's going to do.
Yeah, Tennessee, they don't got it. I'm going with Kansas City. No analysis needed.
Starting them all, huh?
Yeah.
Here, let me just say one word about the Tennessee Titans, okay?
Yeah.
Ryan Tannehill, 3 straight weeks over 20 fantasy points, so he's a viable option, even in a underrated Chiefs secondary. Titans at home, underrated. Ryan Tannehill, a possible option if you have to start a quarterback, especially with all the buys. Derrick Henry, no-brainer start. Just the volume alone that he gets at week in and week out. Chiefs haven't been great against the running back position, so I'm starting him there. Can the Titans win the game? Probably not. But I'll tell you, I didn't think the Colts could beat the Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes, and they did. So if there's a DNA of how to beat the Chiefs, the Colts showed them how. That's pounding the football and keeping them off. Marlon Mack got 29 carries in that game. So if Derrick Henry can be fed enough, you may not see enough of Patrick Mahomes on the field for them to win the football game.
That's what I'm saying. We know Derrick Henry can do it.
Yeah.
But game script wise, I'm just like worried about that. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason why. Are you going to sit Derrick Henry? Hell no.
Yeah.
Never. You know what I mean? Not in a matchup like that. Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. I'm starting Mahomes. Yes, I'm starting Ryan Tannehill. No defenses. And I don't know, possibly Damian Williams in this game?
Yeah, I like Damian Williams,
man. I don't like LaShawn McCoy in this game. I like Damian Williams in this game.
He's already been outproduced in the last few weeks. You already saw it coming. Last week, don't get me wrong, he had a 90-yard touchdown run, so he didn't have a huge day before that, but at the end of the day, he finished over 100 yards and a touchdown. We saw with fresh legs the year before.
I got the Chiefs.
Chiefs, all on the Chiefs. All right, on to the next matchup. We got the Falcons looking dismal, and they're on the road against the Saints. That Saints defense been lights out.
Saints ain't bullshitting.
That's what I'm saying. So coming out of a bye, Matt Ryan missed last game, and he's healthy. They got him starting this week, and even in a tough matchup, I like Matt Ryan. 6 out of 7 games this year, 300 passing yards. So the firepower is there. Even in garbage time, he has a chance to make some money. So I'm firing up all starters in this game. And on the other side of the ball, Alvin Kamara, fully healthy at practice. So he's ready to eat. And he came out, I want to say he came out today and said that he was like happy that Latavius Murray was going to be able to share some of the more of that workload to take that off him. I think that helps him in the long run. He doesn't need 30 touches to get his fantasy points. You know what I mean? So
unless Derek Cutter is like Jesus in a Falcons jersey, I don't see much love outside of Julio Jones as far as starts is concerned. This New Orleans Saints defense is playing ridiculous. They're at home. Matt Ryan pretty much always flourishes in the dome, but the Saints, on the power rankings, they're the number 3 team in the NFL right now.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I'm firing up Kamara with confidence. I'm firing up Michael Thomas with confidence, and super sleeper right now, Jared Cook in this game. You know what I mean? And I'm also starting Drew Brees. I think they're going to destroy the Falcons on Sunday. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's about what I had right there. I'm starting Jared Cook too. Yeah. I've been hurting the tight end, so I'm definitely starting Jared Cook this week. And the Saints are going to take it pretty easy. Probably like, I don't know, something like 30-21 or something like that. Fairly easy. I mean, Atlanta will score, but
yeah.
I think the Saints can have like 55 points probably, honestly. But you know what? Ain't no way you're not starting Austin Hooper, number 1 tight end right now in the league. So it's like you're starting Hooper, Julio, maybe Calvin Ridley. I think wide receiver 2s actually do pretty decent against the Saints outside because Lattimore's been killing the number 1s more recently than not. So, and you can't say Julio. You just can't. So even with the volume, hopefully, that you get.
Yeah.
So, and like I said, I'm going to start Matt Ryan just because even in a bad matchup, I still think he can finish inside the 10 at quarterback. So
this week, are you serious?
The 10 spot, all you need. What does he need? 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, finishing the 10.
Well, I guess Brady. And there's a lot of teams on bye this week.
Yeah. So
I can see him finishing in 10, like actually 10.
That's what I'm saying. I'm by no means am I saying, oh yeah, he's the top 3 quarterback.
Well, Phillip Rivers automatically bumped him up. Like, here you go.
There you go.
Exactly. So we're all on the Saints. Pretty straightforward. So next matchup we look at, we got some two of the bad teams playing each other. New York Giants on the road against the Jets.
Ooh.
And so this game, you can't even take. I would not take the Jets in any matchup at this point almost, unless they were playing the Bengals. But the Giants are without Evan Ingram, and they're going to be out without Sterling Shepard. So don't get me wrong. I like Slayton. You know what I mean? As a pass catcher, he made some amazing catches. He's also disappeared at times. So I do like Slayton, and I like Golden Tate in this matchup. And I would start Daniel Jones. Easy.
Newsflash: the New York Jets suck.
Right.
Newsflash: the New York Football Giants do not completely suck. I'm taking the Giants in this one. I think Saquon Barkley is going to completely destroy them. Yes, the Jets have been averaging 3.3 yards per carry, but this is a generational player. This is Saquon Barkley. Slayton could have some love. Evan Ingram is pretty much out of this game. So I'm not dialing up Danny Dimes to be a start this week. Yeah, I just see the Giants pretty much dictating this game. You know what I mean? Their defense is a little bit better, you know what I'm saying, than the Giants. So
than the Jets, you mean?
Their defense is a little bit better than the Jets. So, yeah, we just seen the Jets lose the Miami Football Dolphins. Come on, man. Giants winning this game. What you think?
Yeah, what happened to Sam Darnold? Because I remember about
Mono.
Something. Because I remember back when he was injured and they were talking about him coming back. We were talking about picking up Chris Herndon, before Sam Darnold came back. And now it's like, it don't matter how well Chris Herndon come back and look at all. Like, the way Sam Darnold looks is
Crowder's getting all the love right now.
It's abysmal. So, Giants. New York Football Giants. Saquon Barkley has a heyday.
Yeah, and is Le'Veon Bell even playing?
He's expected to play, yes. So,
but I mean, is it going to be? You know what I mean? That's what you wonder. You know, he just had an MRI and all those things. So you wonder if it's going to be full scale against the Giants. You know what I mean?
Probably not. Honestly, I could see him, especially if he struggles, if the Jets fall behind. You know what I mean? It's like I can see a little more time on. So coming into a split a little bit. So especially if they keep losing football games. I mean, you're going to put your $15 million running back out there when you're 1-10. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, come on, man. Especially with a sore knee, it's like shut him down. So
yeah, there's a lot of college teams that could beat both of these teams. But you know what? I'm taking the Giants.
Yep, I think we're all on the Giants. But next matchup we can look at the Cardinals at the Bucks. Could be some huge firepower in this game with the offenses because both these defenses are bottom 5 in the league. So even David Johnson, fully healthy, is going to be having to run against that Tampa front. He's going to struggle, but he makes his money in the pass game anyway, and he's actually dominated early on in the pass game. So I'm hard-pressed to even call a team that's going to win in this game. It could be anybody. I mean, I like the Bucks just because I think they have too much firepower. But can you trust Jameis Winston? I don't know.
Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's going to roll in this one. You know, we've seen 2 weeks ago David Johnson was supposed to be healthy, took a couple snaps, got out. You know what I mean? Chase Edmond flourished in that role. Last week, we seen Kenyon Drake blow up against the San Francisco 49ers, who has been destroying everybody, you know what I'm saying, on the ground. So, you know what? I don't think Johnson is a factor in this game. That Tampa front seven is no joke, and especially at home. I'm taking Tampa in this one. You know what I mean? You come on. Mike Williams. Come on. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. What else? What else do you need? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm going to go ahead and take Tampa. Arizona has had an okay time moving the ball. Kyler Murray's been able to kind of move the ball when they need to, up and down. Still having a problem in that red zone. That's that rookie stuff. He's having probably a hard time once the field starts squeezing. So I don't think they can score enough. Tampa wins this one at home.
Yep. I think you hit that dead on.
I'm going to go with the Cardinals. I think they're going to pull out a win. Everyone's going to be shocked. You know what I mean? I'm going to go with the Arizona Cardinals in this one, but hey, I get it. So on to the next matchup. We look right into the Dolphins at the Colts. And I mean, 3 weeks ago, this would be a no-brainer, no-brainer pick. And even now, can you really take the Dolphins to win? No, probably not. But they played pretty well last week. They beat up on the Jets. 2 weeks ago, they played pretty well for a half of football against the Pittsburgh Steelers. That second half, they couldn't hold up. So you never know. On the other side of the ball, the Colts, T.Y. Hilton's been ruled out again. Paris Campbell, pass catcher, he's out. I see a lot of Marlon Mack in this game. And Brissett also is questionable. He's a game-time decision. So even if Brissett doesn't go, I like Brian Hoyer even as a start. If you're struggling, you got all those bye weeks. So Brian Hoyer is a definitely possible start. You saw last week, 200 yards, 3 touchdowns when he filled in for Brissett. So
I'm taking the Mac attack and Indy defense all day long. I don't think what with Preston Williams being out, you're going to see Devontae Parker get a little bit more double coverage, right? Mark Walton sucks.
So he's suspended.
Oh, yeah.
Kalen Ballage.
He's suspended and he sucks. And then, correction, Kalen Ballage is okay. You know what I'm saying? But not against his defense. I don't like it for him. I like this to be a Gesicki game. I can see that he probably gets more volume here. You know what I mean? If you look at the last season with Tampa Bay and Fitzmagic, completely blew up O.J. Howard. You know what I'm saying? And we seen the last game when he started. You know what I'm saying? He had 6 catches for 95 yards. I think this is a game that is scripted for the tight end, and I think Gesicki will produce in this game. Well, has the potential to produce in this game. You know what I mean? Can they keep off the Colts, no matter who's under center? No, I don't think so. I think that defense with Darius Leonard and Houston, they're going to be a little bit too much for them. You know what I'm saying? I got the Colts at home.
I have the Colts as well. But I think it will definitely at least be a competitive game. I think Miami's starting to show they can at least be competitive. Also, I'm starting Pascal. That's definitely a flyer start for me this week. Just too many injuries back there in that receiving core for Indy, especially if Brissett starts. I think 7 to 9 targets, 80, 90 yards, probably a touchdown is where he's going to land. So
right on, I agree with you there.
Yeah, of course. But like I said, as much as I want to choose the Dolphins to win a football game again, it's not going to happen this week. We're all on the Colts.
Yeah.
So next matchup, we got Panthers on the road against the Green Bay Packers. And the Panthers been playing some pretty good football. I mean, realistically.
Yeah, but it's cold up there, man.
You know what? They showed the snow already. You know what I mean? In the middle of the week, snowing at Lambeau. So Green Bay's coming off a devastating loss to the Chargers, and it was a shock to everybody. I mean, come on, there's no way you could have chose the Chargers to take the Green Bay Packers like that. So Green Bay could come out really hot. Panthers defense doesn't play as well on the road as they do at home, and I'm going to go with the Packers in this one.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Packers too. You think about stupid production, Aaron Jones finna slap in this game. You know what I mean? I think this is a game completely fit for Aaron Jones. I'm sitting Jamal Williams in this game. Devontae Adams, I'm starting Devontae Adams in this game. You talk about the cold. Every defense pretty much that's faced Christian McCaffrey has been come up cold. You know what I'm saying? CMC finna do what it do. He's going to go in there. And, Green Bay has been struggling against the run anyway. I think he's going to have like a god fucking game, like 40 points or something like that in fantasy. But ultimately, I believe Green Bay will pull that out at home.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same. You're not sitting CMC against nobody. Even those times if you do stop him and he gets like 40 yards rushing, he has like 90 yards receiving and
300 touchdowns. It's ridiculous.
But yeah, also picking Green Bay, man. Green Bay, Lambeau, Nicole against Carolina, and they notoriously don't play well on the road.
Yeah, I like Devontae Adams. I think he's due to bounce back. I think last week, Aaron Rodgers spent a lot of time getting chased around, and the line did not hold up for him well.
I don't know what happened in that game. It was so weird, right? Do you think they just took him too light, or what? I don't understand. Like, nobody produced.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think this week they get back to it. I think Adams sees probably 12 targets at least.
Yeah.
And I still like Jamal Williams because I think the timeshare that him and Aaron Jones have is pretty split down the middle. So don't get me wrong, Green Bay gets out big. I can see Aaron Jones having 30 carries, but
yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think that this is one of those games where they have, you know what I'm saying? This week should be scripted must win. You know what I mean? Because Green Bay has to win this game. You look in a division, I think only Detroit is like really behind them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But in the same time, it's like they just lost to the San Diego Chargers.
No,
They're going to come out and try to make a statement. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and just overall,
you make a statement by letting your bigs produce, your most dynamic players, Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones. You know what I'm saying? I think they're going to get some work in come Sunday.
Yeah, well, the biggest thing with Green Bay is if you look at the first 3 or 4 games, is mainly their defense that really held them. Their offense looked really disheveled in a lot of the earlier games, and that's what held them together to get the win. So when you look at their record, their offense hasn't really completely clicked. It's clicked at times, but it is not shown to be a playoff substantial winning offense. So they really have to start getting it together.
In the rushing game, I think they've proven that they're one of the tops. You know what I'm saying? The passing game, yeah, you're absolutely right. It hasn't looked the part. You know what I'm saying? Week to week, I think they bounce back here. You know what I'm saying? Carolina is a good pass defense, but on the road, they're not as good as they are at home. So, yeah, Green Bay backers at home. What you got, B?
Well, for me, Aaron Rodgers, if you look at the pass catchers that he's had, when he lost Jordy Nelson, you saw a decline. And then all of a sudden, you got Devontae Adams that picks him back up. Then you lose Devontae Adams this year for 6 weeks. You see the decline in it. And he had 2 ridiculous fantasy performances, one against the Oakland Raiders where it was unbelievable without Devontae Adams. But I don't know what happened to the Raiders.
That's what I'm saying.
They couldn't tackle nobody. So, and then they turn around and they get dominated by the Chargers. It's like, what is going on here? So I think the Packers take care of it at home. I think we're all on the Packers, yeah?
Yep.
Next matchup we look at, the Rams on the road against the Steelers. Rams coming out of a bye. And the Pittsburgh Steelers without James Conner once again. So I like Jalen Samuels. I think the Rams defense got better with Jalen Ramsey. So, I'm going to go with the Rams here. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers, even at home, with that defense playing as well as they are, and Jared Goff always struggling on the road, I think the defense got better enough to be able to keep the Pittsburgh Steelers at bay. And I think Todd Gurley will give him what he can give him. I think Darrell Henderson, could see that split increase. So I just got the Rams.
Yeah, I got the Rams winning big here on Sunday. They're without Brandon Cooks. We know that Brandon Cooks has been a crucial part to that offense. As soon as he came there 2 seasons ago, the team just blew up. You know what I'm saying? Goff doesn't play well without Gurley playing well. You know what I mean? They're fresh off a bye. We'll see what happens. You know what I mean? Pittsburgh has been pretty good, you know what I'm saying, against the run. You know what? Since they got Minka, even against the pass, they've been solid. I don't think in this game that they're going to be solid. You know what I'm saying? Even with Brandon Cooks out, you look at Josh Reynolds last year when Cooper Kupp went out. He produced big for them in big moments. You know what I'm saying? So that guy's locked in. I think this is a Robert Woods type of game. You know what I mean? Finally. And
Cooper Kupp. Ridiculous.
Man. Yeah, Cooper Kupp is like, come on, man. The boy's a beast, man. It's ridiculous. I don't think he'll probably see a lot of Joe Hayden, but Joe Hayden has been known to let people go by him. And Cooper Kupp in that slot, you can't fuck with him. It is what it is. You know what I mean? I got the Rams on the road.
I would go with the home team. I would go with Team Dump Off. Jalen Samuels with 12, 14, 15 targets and tons of catches and 50 yards. That's probably what it's going to look like. But I don't know. I think Tomlin slowly started to figure out what his QB over there can actually start to do. They've started to piece it together. But if Jalen Samuels does have 12 to 15 targets, they will lose this game. He has to eventually find his way downfield farther.
Yeah, the Juju.
Juju or Washington. He's got to be able to find those guys, and he really hasn't found them as consistent as he should. I got a weird feeling, man. I've got a weird feeling about a cold Pittsburgh. I got a weird feeling about an LA Rams and a cold Pittsburgh.
I think the Rams is too much for them. And you know what? You think about the run game without James Conner, and we seen last week how many carries did Jalen Samuels get out of the backfield?
7 carries for 5 yards, something like that.
Edmonds looked good. You know what I'm saying? He did actually look good. So, but there's going to be split there without Conner there. Will he be able to produce? You know what I'm saying? That's the big thing. You know what I mean? Like, you have to eat up the clock, and I think all around, the Rams could eat up the clock through the air. You know what I'm saying? With Kupp. With Reynolds, with Robert Woods, with Gerald Everett. You know what I mean? They could really get that work without even Gurley. You know what I'm saying? Gurley's going to see a lot of red zone. Those touchdowns are going to be there. I don't think this is a game built for Darrell Henderson. But you never know. He might see his workload increase. Would I start him? No. Not in this game.
Can't
You know
do
what I'm
it.
saying? I got the LA Rams on the road easy. By a ton, at least 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, me too. I think Mason Rudolph makes a few mistakes against that secondary with Jalen Ramsey. You know what I mean? I see him throwing up a pick or two. So I'm on the same boat. I got the Rams.
Pittsburgh by field goal.
Ooh.
But anyway, on to the next matchup. We got the Minnesota Vikings on the road against Cowboys.
Ooh, that's probably the toughest
Classic
game to call.
matchup.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to give the edge to the Cowboys just right off the bat for the fact that, one, they're at home, and two, Minnesota's going to be without Adam Thielen. So that hurts their offense a little bit. Diggs, you're only going to get so much out of him. You don't know what you can possibly get out of him. Last week, I had him on my sits, realistically. Even in a matchup that he probably should have produced, I just had a feeling he wasn't going to do it, and he didn't. So I'm not saying sit Diggs this week, but Byron Jones on Diggs pretty much, full-blown. And I think the Cowboys win at home.
This is one of those games where we're on the complete opposite side of the spectrum. I just seen the Cowboys on Monday Night Football struggle against the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota defense is a different animal.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You already got Amari Cooper reeling.
Knee injury,
Michael Gallup, you know what I'm saying, has his total injuries. Which means if a Cooper is limited and questionable, Gallup is going to see tougher coverage. Can he produce in that kind of coverage? We don't know yet. We've never seen him at a one type of situation. Even if Thielen is out of this game, who is going to stop Dalvin Cook?
Van Der Esch, maybe?
Van Der Esch was
Jaden
out
Smith?
Van Der Esch was out Monday night. Is he out this week?
Me personally, the thing that I always find funny is, you remember a couple of weeks ago when Patrick Mahomes went down?
Yeah.
And everybody was talking shit about Chiefs defense. And then turn around and for the next 2 weeks, somehow the Chiefs defense suddenly magically appeared to be almost decent.
Yeah.
There's certain things that do that. When certain guys go out on the offensive end, and this defense has no problem stepping up to the task and going in here and manhandling Dallas.
That's a good
It's
call.
tight, though.
I think those defensive ends are going to be too much for that line and Dak Prescott. You know what I mean? I really do.
Yeah, I think it will be tight, though. I'm gonna still have to go Dallas.
I got Minnesota. I'm gonna just go out on a whim. I like Dallas. Dallas is talented at every position. Don't get it wrong. Dallas, Super Bowl caliber team. Well, if you put them in perspective as the top 3 teams, they're not close. Those top 3 teams I'm ranking: San Francisco 1, Patriots 2, Saints 3. They're not as good as those teams. They're not. What we're getting to see right here is who is the 5th best team in football right now. Is it the Dallas Cowboys or the Minnesota Vikings? That's what we're seeing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
close.
which should be a great show, though. You know what I'm saying? Regardless. But I'm going to give an edge to the Purple People Eaters, Minnesota.
All right. Split on that one, but that's all right. Last matchup, we're looking at Seahawks on the road against 49ers.
Seahawks.
49ers got the number 1 defense in the league. They also have one of the top rushing offenses in the league. You saw last week where Arizona shrunk the field and Jimmy G took care of business. 4 touchdowns.
Seattle also has the top quarterback in the league.
I get it.
I really think they got exposed last week against Kenyon Drake and the Arizona Cardinals. I don't think that defense is as elite as what people think they are. I don't know if they can handle Chris Carson. I'm telling you. I don't know if they can handle DK. And I think Josh Gordon is going to play in this game.
5 seconds ago, you said the Niners are the number 1 team in the league.
Yes, on the power rankings. They're undefeated. How could they not be? You know what I mean? But Seattle is the number 4 team in the league. You could put Baltimore there because Baltimore did beat Seattle. So you could put
beat the Patriots too.
Yeah.
They're both
and they beat Seattle too. So you could put Seattle 5 and Baltimore 4. But that's exactly where it's at right now. You know what I mean? I really don't. I don't know. I see Seattle winning this game in a close game.
I have almost no doubt.
Their speed is just
close.
their speed on offense is very similar to Baltimore. You know what I mean? You got Tyler Lockett on one side, you got DK on one side, and now you got Josh Gordon as the flanker. Come on, man. How they gonna stop that? Really?
They whooped the Rams 3 weeks ago.
The Rams suck, though.
Oh, now you're saying the Rams suck.
The Rams are not a top 5 team. Are they a top 5 team? Would you rank them top 5?
Top 8 team?
Top 10 team.
Yeah. 8 to 10?
Yeah, but they're not top 5.
No. But they got better on defense just this last couple weeks.
True. That's true. But can they beat the Saints?
Who? The Niners?
The Rams.
Possibly.
I don't think they could beat the Saints. Can they beat the Patriots? No. Can they beat the Niners? The Niners already beat them.
Whooped them.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, no, they're not a top 5 team at all.
And if the Niners pull out the win against the Seahawks, are they the real deal?
The Seahawks beat the Rams too, didn't they?
Yes.
Yes. They're not a top 5 team.
What I'm saying is if the Niners pull out a win against the Seahawks, are they the real deal?
Yes, of course. They're the real deal now. But I'm saying I think matchup-wise, I think Seattle's a little bit better.
It's hard-pressed to start Lockett and Metcalf. And even, there's no way I could start Josh Gordon, but if you want to throw him out, that's what I'm saying.
Not yet. He ain't even a deep sleeper.
I still probably wouldn't start Metcalf in this matchup, I think. I'm going with Lockett on volume and based on Russell Wilson, in tight matchups, targeting Lockett a whole lot. You saw that last week. The tighter the game, the more Lockett sees love. So.
And you flip the ball, right? Who's the wide receivers for San Francisco? Do they match up against Seattle's defense?
Kittle.
That's it. That's what I'm saying. It just runs through Kittle, and that's it.
Well, Kittle
Emmanuel
in their
Sanders.
run game, period.
Okay, Emmanuel Sanders. Yeah.
Debo Samuel. Pettis, I'm pretty sure, caught a touchdown. Pettis caught a touchdown last week. You already know Pettis preseason. He was...
What I'm saying right now is I love what the Niners, if you watch them play, the schemes in which they're running, the way their play calling that they're using is really, really top notch. They have a great coach. Shannon comes in, shows what he can do within a couple years span. You give him the tools.
Seattle has a smash mouth football team with a very fast offense and a grinder, a true grinder in Chris Carson. I think the advantage is Seattle.
Russell Wilson, though, has been sacked quite a bit this year. Honestly, he hasn't run that much, and he's been sacked quite a few times.
Well, shit, when you got receivers that fast, you can be sacked all you want to and still put up a 50-point game. You know what I mean?
I believe it. I'm just saying. Been sacked a lot. Nick Bosa, been no joke. So
29-24 Niners.
It just shows you the efficiency there. Disley, early in the year, connecting with him on touchdowns. We called it last week with Hollister. Same thing. That offense is going to roll regardless. And they just got better with Josh Gordon. Who going to cover Josh Gordon? Even if he's out there as a decoy. You see what I'm saying? I think Seattle wins.
I'm going 49ers. I think there's too much for them. So, and I like the Seahawks as a football team. This huge divisional matchup, and the Niners they get a couple losses. You never know. The Seahawks might take the division. So it's still early to tell. But yeah. That about wraps it up. You know what it is. In the house we got B. Scott.
Third wheel.
It's the first 4 downs. If you like this video, always remember, turn that thumb blue, subscribe, and hit the bell. You know what it is. First 4 downs, baby. We out.